on here super quick to explain the difference between a buffalo jump and a buffalo pound. You gotta remember that when the First Nations people were hunting bison or buffalo, that these creatures are huge. They weigh thousands of pounds. And way back in history, they actually didn't really use horses, or they didn't have access to rifles or guns in order to hunt these giant creatures. They also relied on the bison for their survival. They got food, they were able to use the bones and everything for different weapons. They were able to use the hides and the skin of the bison for clothing or for shelter, where they built the teepees. So they didn't just want to hunt one bison, they actually hunted them in herds, in giant groups. And so they did this using two different methods. One is called the buffalo jump. Now this one is really, really cool. This method consisted of some of the tribe members dressing up as bison calves. And so they would actually put the hide over top of their bodies, and they would crouch and they would be in with the herd of the bison moving around. And what happened is there was other tribes people along the sides on the hills, and they would eventually spook this giant herd of bison, and the bison would start running towards the cliff. And they didn't know that a cliff was there, so they're running, they're fearful for their safety, they're running, and they're following these two baby calves, or what they think are baby bison calves, but they're actually First Nations people who are dressed up. Now imagine the courage and the bravery it takes to be one of these people who are dressed up running in front of this herd of bison. It's pretty remarkable. So what would happen is these people would run them all the way to the edge of the cliff. The bison are running at full speed. They can't just put their brakes on and be like, whoa, hold up. And they didn't even know that the cliff was there. So what ended up happening is the bison would then be jumping off the cliff. And unfortunately for the bison, they would usually fall to their death. And what would happen then is the women would be at the bottom of the cliff, and they would be helping to, starting to prepare the meat and taking off the hide and everything. So it was a big community event. It brought the groups of people together for this. So that is the buffalo jump. Think in your head, a buffalo jump, it's like a giant cliff. Then there is the buffalo pound. Now the buffalo pound, I want you to think in your head, is kind of like a fenced in area, or like a corral. And then what happens is all of these bisons, the whole herd, has been spooked into this little area, like a fenced off area. At that point, the other tribes members would be able to come and kill the rest of the bison in this fenced off area. And then they would be able to have all the meat and all of the hide and everything like that. So it was pretty remarkable, the techniques that the First Nations people used to hunt these creatures. I hope this clears things up for you, grade 4s. I am looking forward to seeing your creations or your explanations explaining the two things between a buffalo jump. Remember, think like a actual cliff that the bison are jumping off of, or the buffalo pound, which is more like a fenced off area with a tiny little ramp where the bison can't get out of. So I look forward to seeing your creations, guys, and have a great long weekend. Bye-bye.